This is a playthrough I've been wanting to do for a while now. A playthrough of probably my favorite game of all time, Shining Force 2. Now, it's technically not the best game ever made. Storyline, it's not the best game ever made. It's not the best game of anything it actually approaches, but it's a game that helped me get introduced to a lot of things, and I really have fond memories of it. Let's go ahead and go to the main menu and start a new profile. Okay, the actual character's name is Bowie. You know, David Bowie, I guess. We're just going to do normal for this playthrough. I want to keep the videos as short as possible, so I don't want to do any retries. Not that this game is actually very hard. It's the AI is pretty simple, and it's almost as easy to predict as, I would say, Fire Emblems, which the AI always prioritizes Lord units and or units they can kill in one hit. For now, I'm just gonna explore the town a little bit, look for items. I don't think there's actually anything we can get right now until we get to the castle. Let's see. This is the church. This is where you promote units, bring them back to life. I don't think there's anything over this way. Breaking and entering houses. It's a JRPG, alright. Well, a tactical JRPG. But it was thanks to my experience playing something like this that I got introduced to things like Final Fantasy, Fire Emblem, and around the same time I was playing this, I was playing another game called StarCraft and Warcraft 2. Those are some of my favorite games too. I'll do adventures in those games eventually too, but I want to focus on this one and Dark Souls. Actually, there should be an item in here. Yeah, medical herb. It restores 10 health to any one of your units during battle. Now, personally, I think this looks a little off. Let's do it like this. There we go. I think that looks a little bit better. Yeah. God, Chester's useless in school and in battle. You guys will see what I mean. Ugh. So what, he got a sprained knee? Why is Astral got to come to that? Apparently, in order to go to the castle, they have to join the force. And so the adventure begins, right? Oh man, my nose is itchy. Oh god, where am I going? Time to pillage and plunder. I honestly don't think there's anything in any of these barrels up ahead, but being the JRPG kleptomaniac that I am, I have to search. These JRPGs make you make you paranoid that if you don't search every single room, especially in games like these, you're gonna miss something. It's just how they were designed. Oh man. Oh, we found Sir Astral with the king, who apparently is trying to impersonate Santa Claus. I wonder what a modern-day translation of a lot of this dialogue would be, because some of it just sounds weird. Like it doesn't sound as cohesive as it should be. I should really dig into a fan translation when I get the chance. That is one of the, I think, 15 or 16 pieces of mithril you can find in the game, and you use those mithril pieces to make the most powerful weapons in the game. And that's a whole process I'm not going to torture you guys through. It's horrible. Alright, first up's Chester. Now, unlike one of my more favorite franchises, I think I phrased that really weird. Unlike one of my favorite franchises, Fire Emblem, this isn't team turn-based. You know, one side takes a turn. This is based on agility, so your characters actually have to be fast. Now, I'm gonna play a bit aggressively, try and keep this video as short as possible. And that presents its own challenges sometimes. Now, things you want to take a look at is the top left where you see land effect. Now, depending on what tile you're standing on, a character will get a defense boost, or a lack of. And the key to winning this, for the most part, is trying to get these gizmos on land effects of 0. While trying to get your own characters on land effects of 30 and 15. But of course, I'm a little bit too lazy to do that right now. Oh, a second attack. Awesome. Those rarely ever happen, especially as my first attack in the game. But that's pretty awesome. Now, oddly enough, if I remember right, on some of the Shining Force wikis, these guys have a weakness to wind magic. But of course, this is the only part in the game when you ever fight them in the storyline. So it's kind of an odd weakness to just throw in there. Because none of your characters have access to wind magic. I mean, unless you want to grind up Sarah using 1 XP point for what I would assume be hours and hours and hours till she learns her first wind magic spell. But, so far, so good. Gotten rid of 2 gizmos. Now, the only really annoying part about gizmos is actually that they have a base 25% chance to dodge all attacks because they're an airborne unit. Oh, we're gonna get swarmed, but that's okay. Now, the reason I hate Chester so much, and I think a lot of StarCraft players hate Chester, is because even at this stage of the game, he does less damage than Sarah, who's basically just a healer. Now, usually once the AI latches onto a character, that's all they'll attack, unless they can attack Bowie, the main character. Now, so far this has been going pretty smoothly. Usually these gizmos dodge once or twice, which can usually get one of your characters killed if they do. Last time I tried doing this a few days ago, I messed up the audio so I didn't use the clip, but Chester ended up dying because I overextended him. And one of the gizmos I was trying to kill actually dodged an attack, and that's all the difference it had to make. Now I'm speeding a little bit through these battle animations because we're going to see them a lot. But I really do enjoy the artwork. I think it's really beautiful. And that's the difference between 0 and 15% land effect. I actually did a whole damage point more. Now, that might not seem a lot this early in the game, but in modded versions and on not higher difficulty, but as the story progresses and the enemies have more and more hit points, it's going to become a bigger and bigger factor. He's fainted. Talk about top-notch security, right? He just gives up with a sigh. He's like, I can't argue with this king. You know, I think it's a huge missed opportunity that Astral never does join the Shining Force. Oh, spoilers. Wait, this is the army? They came in 4 shirts. Look at these guys. They're shirtless. They don't even have weapons. Do I have a choice? Alright, let's go fetch this nerd. Oh, I didn't even realize that was him. Wait, so this is a pet shop? You pretty sure those are pets? Just gonna do a little bit of exploring. I'm sorry, sir, but your rules do not apply to me. I'm a JRPG youth. It is my destiny to ransack and break into people's homes and steal their stuff. But it's for a good cause, trust me. Ah, quick chicken, as opposed to slow chicken. We're gonna save those for when we get promoted. Because if you use buff items before you promote your characters, you lose the buff, so the stat buff. And oddly enough, it's randomized, the number you get. It randomizes itself, I believe, from 1 to 4. And it depends on the item. It basically randomizes it. So you have to, most of the time, you have to save scum in order to get the number that you desire. While we're here, let's sell and get some stuff. But before that, let's go to the church and save the game. let's go ahead and meet Jaha. I think I'm saying that right. And this guy immediately replaces Chester and makes his existence worthless, because Jaha has great defense but lower HP than everyone else, but he's got high strength, high defense, and he's basically the tank character, and makes Chester's existence useless. The only redeeming quality Chester gets, let's go ahead and we're not going to need Angel Wings. You might need it in a modded version that takes him out, but Antidote isn't that particularly useful either, simply because there's already there's so few enemies that poison this early in the game. Yeah, let's go ahead and get the short sword. Let's give it to Jaha, because we like him. And short spear. Let's give it to Chester, who will actually make him a bit useful now. It gives him a ranged ability. There's some big inconsistency with the Centaur characters, because usually what you want to do is keep one melee weapon and one ranged weapon. Simply because sometimes having that versatility can be a real boon in a battle. I just kind of wish their weapons were always like that, omnidirectional. I think that's the right word, I don't remember. Alright, I think that's all we can do for now. Oh, nope, one sword. Alright, I think we're ready for a big adventure. And we're immediately thrust into another battle. Well, I think this is a good stopping point. I'll be sure to dig back into this game at a later point, but I want to get back to Dark Souls and probably a few more Hearthstone videos. Definitely keep those up. There's a lot of different decks I want to build and go through, and I'm sure you guys will enjoy it. Alright, see you next time.